Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I'm going to start this off with a Vitalik Buterin tweet. And remember, as I go over this, remember what they do. They call us conspiracy theorists, and we're unhinged, and we're crazy, but they never address the timeline. They never address their own words in these videos, and I'll show you an example here. So listen to what he says. He says, what are the craziest and most, he's trying to paint everything that's said negative about him or Ethereum and all this as just crazy, unhinged, conspiracy, just crazy Twitter people, okay? We're not crazy. What are the craziest and most unhinged criticisms of me you've seen on Twitter and elsewhere? Here are a few good ones. I wonder what else people have seen that I haven't. Well, he's got the XRP meme guy in here who said, the most positive part about Vitalik going to jail is he will finally get 3 square meals a day, which is actually just funny. But never fails, the XRP people pile in and hit him with some facts that he cannot address. You will not see Vitalik Buterin address this video that Stefan Huber dropped under here. Watch this.
You are doing this through a Swiss entity that's going to be dissolved after the crowd sale is complete. Is that right? What was the motivation?
It'll be dissolved after Ethereum 1.0 is launched. So there's some fairly intricate legal arguments around that. It's basically some complexities involving having an entity and having an actual tradable token at the same time.
So does that mean you're going to full DAO after the dissolution of that entity, or what's that kind of?
We don't really have. So we don't really have that fixed along certain plans at this point. Like, we have intentions. We have the idea that we also have this nonprofit foundation, and we intend to be doing cryptocurrency research. But the further we go into the future, the more hazy things are at this point.
And so I guess there's no longer any team anything on the Ethereum website, which is a little bit odd given that it was such a prominent feature before. Can you comment on that?
We just figured that, it's everyone was sort of unhappy about that page in their own different ways.
So they removed a page that showed them as a team because they wanted it to appear like they were decentralized from the get-go. But they were always a team. And I'm going to show you their team video for Ethereum 2.0, which is a security issuance in progress.
Some people weren't on it. Some people were happy some people were annoyed that people who were really contributing were on it. So we just decided that it might be simpler to put all that off to a separate section of the website. So there actually will still be a who page in another location. And at this point, the intent is to sort of organize it in 2 levels, where one is the team, it's everyone, the core team, everyone who's getting paid, and then as all of the volunteers.
And so what is the sort of base organizational structure then? Are you guys operating out of that Swiss entity, or is there kind of some ad hoc board, or?
We have the nonprofit foundation, then we have the entity that's conducting the sale as a Swiss company owned by the foundation. So both of those have boards. Basically, they're entities.
So there's a sort of standard legal structure that you guys are operating in the context of then?
Yeah, there's a standard legal structure. The full details are actually available, I think, in our development plan.
Oh, okay.
All right. So from the get-go, it was like trying to create a false reality that this is somehow decentralized. RippleNet put this out. RippleNet just saw best year to date in 2021. We're just getting started. Can you guess which of the following ODL statements is true? So apparently their transactions are up 130% quarter on quarter. International ODL volume up 25 times. And available in 20 plus markets. All of the above was the correct answer, I'm assuming. Uphold put this out. The results are in. 3,332 votes. 58.5% voted that XRP will reach $10 this year. What do you think will cause the jump? I believe it will. Michael at VAL5 links, according to a survey, more than half a banks in Switzerland are considering offering crypto investment services to their clients within the next 3 years. I think that everybody's been, for the last 3 years, has been working on custody, and now they're going to get it. Okay, this was one of those things that illustrated the gas fees on Ethereum. Look at the ridiculous gas fees for Ethereum, and then look at Solana gas fees. And it illustrates how preposterous it is that Ethereum has been given this free pass, which gives it a regulatory advantage when it's a complete disaster from a technological standpoint. And I wrote this out. I said, this is the problem with government, of any government, any picking winners and losers with regulation. Ethereum has never been any more decentralized than any other digital asset. Because of the Hinman Ethereum free pass speech, a lesser technology has been given an undeserving advantage. And so our country is suffering. The world is suffering because of this. Ethereum is being propped up with this false regulatory clarity, and that's the only reason that Bitcoin and Ethereum are heading. Speaking of lesser technologies, Bitcoin. Proof of work doesn't work, folks. This has been done intentionally. And here's another chart that illustrates it. This guy, I think is a Bitcoin maxi, says, this is crazy. Ethereum fees way too high. Even Ethereum layer 2s are high compared to Solana and Polygon, Matic, which have dirt cheap fees. It's all being propped up, folks. It's a disaster. Now, this is the video I put together. I said, hey, Gary Gensler, just a little reminder that while you are suing Ripple, Ethereum 2.0 is a security issuance in progress, a common enterprise building it on your watch. This is your legacy. And I copied Hester Pierce and Allison Heron Lee in there and John Deaton. Got this from the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance YouTube channel. Watch this.
There are a lot of people involved in building E2. This is an image from March of 2018, and this was one of the first gatherings of Ethereum 2 researchers and developers to start building E2. Since then, it's grown to, I don't know, hundreds of people. Probably couldn't all fit in this photo, but I really like to share this one because it was one of the first get-togethers that says, let's start building this, let's get it going. Let's upgrade Ethereum and make it something great.
All right. So they got a team working on it. Sounds like a common enterprise to me. That would be Vitalik Buterin right in the middle. Now, Tom Emmer is still pissed off at Gary Gensler. Watch this.
Well, I'm very frustrated with Chair Gensler. He is as my mother used to say, JD, he's too smart to be so stupid. All right. This is driving opportunity off our shores. And just look at the intellectual inconsistencies. You're allowing Bitcoin futures to trade, right, on the Chicago exchange. Where does the pricing come from? Well, it comes from the Bitcoin spot market. So why would you allow the one and not the other? It makes no sense intellectually. It's inconsistent. More importantly, his mission, the mission of the SEC, is to protect and promote investment opportunities for Americans. And that's not just Americans who have huge financial means to participate in our great capital markets. It's about individual investors off Main Street all across this country. And I would argue, and I believe I'm dead on right, that the actions of Chair Gensler have been anything but directed towards accomplishing that mission. In fact, he is restricting the options for American investors in driving American innovation and opportunity out of this country. I think it's Canada, believe it or not, just north of us, Canada, that has approved 3 Bitcoin ETFs, if I'm not mistaken. So he's putting America behind the 8 ball. He's putting us at the back of the line when he should be putting us at the front. This whole government should be working to get out of the way and allow this innovation to occur, because it can mean so much to so many Americans. And
well, I think he might be on the phone with George Soros, who hates America. So there's your first problem. Why do we have an SEC chairman that's on the phone with George Soros and is best friends with Elizabeth Warren? She says no one should have to guess whether a top government official is acting in the public interest or advancing their private interest. Many anti-corruption, my anti-corruption plan would ban members of Congress, federal judges, and key executive branch officials from owning or trading individual stocks. Well, Nancy Pelosi is in her party, and she's all for the trading that for Congress people. Go tell Nancy Pelosi that, Elizabeth Warren. I've seen enough Elizabeth Warren. I know how she plays the game. The way she plays the game is you don't watch what she says, watch what she does. And she stands right firmly behind Gary Gensler. So we need to make sure everybody knows. Go to ProCoinNews.com. This is on the homepage. Click this button. It will retweet anti-crypto web of corruption. Vote them out. Elizabeth Warren stands right behind Gary Gensler. Get them all out, okay? Now, and it doesn't matter what party they're in. It's not about that. Now, Bank XRP had tweeted this out today. Kuwait Finance House, the first bank in Kuwait to launch funds transfer service to local banks via mobile numbers, deposits, opening gold account, buy, sell gold, QR code, check deposit, SWIFT transfer service to KFH Turkey using Ripple Net, folks. John Deaton, today there was an article on CoinDesk, Visa joining forces with Consensus to help connect central bank digital currencies with traditional finance. And John Deaton says, remember when Joseph Lubin tried to convince people he didn't view Ripple or XRP as competitors? Yeah, he's pretty comfortable not telling the truth, looks like. Bank XRP also put this out. World Economic Forum, it's a report, Navigating Cryptocurrency Regulation. Look who happens to be on the report. Brad Garlinghouse, it says, is one of the co-authors of this report. Look who else was involved. Right here, Dan L. Dixon, Chief Executive Officer, Stellar Development. I told you a long time ago, XRP is the one, and XLM is the brother/sister. They have always been the ones. Now, it's also interesting that the head of digital currencies at PayPal is right there with them. Okay, moving along. I want to show you a couple more things. John Deaton put this out. Connect to Congress update using the app with our pre-filled message. And because it takes 30 seconds, 6,800 messages were sent to all 100 senators and all but 10 House members. The vast majority are coming from people using the app for the first time. And then here he says, in less than 72 hours, more messages have been sent demanding an investigation than all the messages to Congress that were sent in November. It takes less time than reading this 2-tweet thread. For my international holders, I hope to announce something very soon for you. Now, for those of you that don't know, on my Twitter, I think I've still got it pinned so that you can go and I can't remember if I've got the Connect to Congress or joining John Deaton's lawsuit. Either one's a good thing, so go do it. Now, I had a lot of people, I think I hit a nerve when I was talking about bail-ins. Folks, I stand by what I said. I'm going to play this again. This is the plan, folks. If you remember, I'll never forget it. In the financial crisis of 2008, if you're like me, you were pissed off when you saw them bailing out the banks, okay? But here's what happened. All of the Wall Street people in the banks, it was very uncomfortable for them because they had to go. I remember Hank Paulson literally bended his knee. He kneeled, which is disgusting, to Nancy Pelosi to get her to pass out that bailout package, okay? And I believe it was then that all those politicians and all those Wall Street guys says, we can never do this again, because it's taxpayer money and it's on public display. So what did they do? They spent the last few years. They spent the last. I'm about to show you, folks. You're not gonna have to take my word for it. They spent the last few years writing into all these banks that they can do what's called a bail-in. And all that means is that they can close that bank down. They can declare a bank holiday, or maybe we could have a cyber attack, folks, and all of a sudden everything's shut down. And what happens while everything's shut down? Well, this is an emergency. The world's coming to an end. That's all they ever need is an emergency, right? Well, what they do then is they shave off, who knows how much they'll take. They shave off the money that's in the account, the depositors' accounts. And they'll probably do it only to the richest depositors. But this is the plan. So I'll play this again for you. This is Jim Rickards. The guy is connected. This guy's connected all the way to the heights of power in the U.S. government. Let me hit the refresh button here, and then I'll show you.
Dinner with a friend not long ago in New York City. We met at a place called Oriole, which is in Midtown. My dinner companion that night was a senior advisor to BlackRock. As you may know, BlackRock is now the largest asset manager on the planet. It directly manages $5 trillion in assets, and it oversees another $11 trillion through its Aladdin platform. That means one firm controls more money than the GDPs of China, Russia, and Japan combined. Anyway, my dinner companion happens to work directly for BlackRock's CEO. As we nursed our white wine and the evening wore on, she let something slip. If I remember her words, she said something like, "They want to tell us we can't sell." What was she talking about? Who was she talking about? These elites share one vision, and they're about to make it a reality. That vision is one world order, one world taxation, and one world money. They've worked for years behind the scenes preparing to realize that vision. They've literally rigged the laws of international finance. Everything is basically in place right now, and there's essentially no way to stop this from happening. When the crisis hits, they'll flip the switch, freezing the global financial system. That will give them time to reset the world economy according to their vision.
What did these elites want from your contact at BlackRock?
Basically, they want to classify BlackRock as too big to fail. The technical term is Systemically Important Financial Institution, or SIFI. That designation normally applies to banks, such as Bank of America. If your bank gets the SIFI label, it means the government will bail you out first in a crisis. But it also means you must turn over control of your bank until the crisis subsides. In this case, they're trying to reclassify BlackRock, an asset manager, as too big to fail. If they succeed, they'll be able to freeze BlackRock when the crisis hits. BlackRock clients won't be able to sell. They won't be able to buy either. Their accounts will go dark indefinitely. And the elite operatives will take control of BlackRock's assets remotely via the internet. But our research shows that their ICE 9 plan goes much...
All right, so you think I'm crazy with all this bail-in talk? There's already been a test run. It was in Cyprus. The Cyprus bank bail-in happened on May 3rd, or it happened in 2013. A new strategy has been unveiled around the world with the first test run in Cyprus. Despite early denials, the bail-in strategy for insolvent banks has already become official policy throughout Europe and internationally as well. At first glance, the bail-in resembles the normal capitalist process of liabilities restructuring that should occur when a bank becomes insolvent. Equity investors and most junior, creditors equity investors and most junior creditors lose everything. Less junior creditors get debt equity, So here's what it looked like in Cyprus. All insured deposits, individuals and legal entities up to 100,000 euro have, as of 26th of March 2013, been transferred from Lockheed Bank to the Bank of Cyprus. In addition, the entire amount of deposits belonging to financial institutions, the government, municipalities, municipal councils, and other public entities, insurance companies, charities, schools, and deposits belonging to JCC payment systems have been transferred to the Bank of Cyprus. All other deposits exceeding 100,000 euro remains in the bad Lockheed Bank. Okay? So you see, that's the model. So if you think they're not writing this in, this is from the Bank of England's website, folks. Executing bail-in, an operational guide from the Bank of England. I rest my case, folks. What can you do? Well, the first thing you can do is have a lot of cash on hand. The second thing you can do is own physical gold and silver. And the third thing you can do, if you're in crypto, is hold your own keys. So you can go in the top of the description of this video. The top of the description of this video is a link to get a Ledger Nano S, which lets you control all of your hard assets, okay? All of your crypto, and you control your keys. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family to get a Ledger Nano S today, because these people, I don't know who they are, who the real people behind it is, but I think they want a cyber whatever. I think it gives them an excuse to do what they wanted to do anyway, which is bail in. Thanks for listening.